Today's recipe is one of those desserts that you'll come back to every summer. It's truly that show-stopping and tasty. This strawberry meringue roulade is simple summer flavors at their best. Strawberry and vanilla with the lovely textures of crisp meringue and smooth whipped cream, along with little bursts of strawberry in every spoonful. We start by cooking down the strawberries until you can see the bottom of the pan and it's quite thick and a little bit darker than when you started. Then separate the egg whites from the egg yolks. Make sure to get no yolk in the egg whites or else the meringue won't whip up at all, because that added fat doesn't let the egg whites whip up properly. I like to do this by either using my hands or using the shell to very, very gently separate them. You can also do this into a separate bowl for each individual egg to make sure that no yolk gets in there. Now add a bit of lemon juice and then we're going to whip this up into stiff peaks. This takes a while, and as you go you can add some vanilla extract, and you want to add the sugar 1 spoonful at a time, bearing in mind that this can take about 5 to 10 minutes, but sometimes even longer. The reason for doing this is to get a smooth and not grainy meringue, which means that all the sugar has dissolved into the egg whites and you'll end up with the best possible texture for the final meringue. Now it's time to bake it, first on a higher temperature for 12 minutes, then lower the temperature for 10 minutes. Remember to do this, it's absolutely crucial. Your meringue will turn out brown and have completely the wrong texture if you leave it at the higher temperature. Then we flip it out and we just let it gently cool as we peel the parchment paper off, and then it's just time to prep the whipped cream. For the topping, you already have the strawberry compote, and bear in mind my compote was a little bit runny here. You want it thicker. You'll see it oozing out at the end. Honestly, it's fine, but this is harder to work with, so I would just cook it down for a little bit closer to 30 minutes, and I was impatient, which is one of my fatal flaws when it comes to baking. But then just roll up the meringue from the short end and do this gently. It'll crack, but hopefully you won't have too many big cracks. You can patch these up at the end with some decoration if you do, and you could always turn this into a trifle if it's really a problem. Meringue is very finicky to work with, so of course you might end up with something that you just have to turn into a trifle. Then I decorate with some extra whipped cream, pipe it on top, and then add decoration. So I like these cute little halved strawberries on top, and then you can sprinkle it with some pearl sugar or meringue crumbs if you have them. Slice it up. You might get a nice swirl if your compote isn't super runny. We hope you try this out. You can find the recipe linked here on the screen, and of course follow us for more recipes like this one. This really is a wonderful way to use up those late summer strawberries, so make sure you get your hands on some and try this out. Enjoy, and see you next video. Bye!